Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ah, Biz Saturdays, y'all. And I know I am a little late. I was having some technical difficulties with my computer, and as you can see, I'm not in my office. I am in my parents' home in their library office place. So that is where I am at currently. But welcome back to Biz Saturdays. I know you probably have been wondering what happened to you last week, right? Well, as you may or may not have known, I was in Portland for Kink Fest, and it was amazing. I had such a good time. And I had a really, really great time there. And so I was busy all day. Thursday I got in, it was busy all day. Had to get a grant in that day. And then Friday I was busy all day, teaching, doing things for Kink Fest. I was the DEI coordinator this year. And from what I heard, there was a lot of diversity this year. So it's really great to see. And then of course it was happening from, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. So I had a really, really great time teaching and having a blast. And so now I am here. I'm a little late, but that's okay. But here to answer any questions that you may have for me. So if you are just joining us, you can submit your questions at any time. You can submit them in the chat there. We are live on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Instagram. So if you have a question, you can feel free to put that in the chat. Or if you want to submit it anonymously, you can do that by going to qrco.de/successama. That's SCXSCESSAMA. And when you go there, you will be able to submit your responses or submit your questions, and I'll be happy to respond to them today. Today, since we are short on a little bit of time, I do want to talk about one aspect of being an entrepreneur. And as I'm reflecting, I wrote a chapter for an upcoming book on sex education entrepreneurship. And as I'm doing that article, it was really, or as I'm doing that chapter, it was really sort of reflective around, what's the differences between entrepreneurship and being in the corporate world or working for someone else, right? And so in this month of April, I really wanted to focus on, what it means to channel in clients. What are the things that you need to do to ensure that you are getting the clients that are ideal for you, and, what that means for you overall. And so this week, I really would love for you to concentrate on mastering your mindset. Now, at the Business Summit, we talked about mastering your mindset around money, and what that takes for you to really focus in on, when all the things you need to think about when you're thinking about money in this business or in your business. And when it comes to clients, you also have to master your mindset as well. And that's particularly because you are, how do I say this? You are, you are going to draw in, what your mind is conjuring up, right? It's sort of like the green car syndrome, right? If someone's like, hey, green car, next thing you know, all you see on the road are green cars. And that's how you can spot them easily. Well, channeling your clients is very similar in the sense of that, you need to think about your mindset when channeling your clients, right? So, I'm a big hippie at heart. So I do believe in manifestation and thinking about how to connect with the people that you want to connect with, right? So one of those aspects is through your mindset. And in your mindset, you need to hone in on who you want to attract. Who is your ideal client, right? Let me see here. I'm going to pull up my, where is it? I'm going to pull up my article that I just started writing on because there were some questions that I, was posing to, geez, let me try to find it first before I start talking. I did have it up, but unfortunately, the computer decided it wanted to crash. So yeah, when thinking about clients in particular, right, you want to think about picturing, one type of person, right? One type of person that you want to serve. What do they look like? Who would that be? What are like some three solid, identity characteristics that they have, right? And I think this is important to think about because once you know what that person or persons look like, it's easier to identify if someone is not in that category or in those categories, right? And so in thinking about your audience, you also want to think about what goals does that person want to achieve, okay? What kind of goals do they have in mind? What are the things that you can help them with? And what are the types of things that they care about, okay? So when thinking about the types of things they care about, this is, something you want to, envision for yourself. In addition, you also have to think about maybe at the most, 3 subjects, right? 3 subjects that you are passionate about teaching, right? And I think it's easier to kind of think about it in this way, right? Name all the things that interest you and then narrow it down to just 3 things. You narrow it down to those 3 things, then you're able to hone in, you're able to focus on who your audience is, what you're passionate about, and how you can help those people, right? So for instance, my audience that I'm trying to cater to here, right, is sex education entrepreneurs or folks who are in sex-based or erotic-based industries, right? So these are people who are working in the sexuality industry, who are entrepreneurs. So they're not working for anybody else. They're working for themselves and helping them to ensure that they are getting the information that they need. Right? I know particularly because I identify as a Black woman, as a cis femme queer, Black woman, I'm probably going to get a lot of those people who maybe identify with 1, 2, 3 or more of those categories, right? And so naturally, that is whom, those are the people that might be attracted to me. So that's something to think about as you're thinking about your audience and how you want to channel your clients. Again, it starts with the mindset of knowing who it is that you want to have and who do you want to serve, right? And ensuring that they are, ensuring that you're going to like to want to help them, if that makes sense. Because I know if it's not the audience, I've done this before, if it's not the client that you want to have, you end up spending a lot of emotional labor on someone who is not for you. And that's just not what you want to do, period. So I highly suggest that you figure out who your clients are by picturing them and and understanding what you are passionate about in order to serve them. So yeah, I guess that's it, y'all. I do want to say, make sure you check out our the free social media cheat sheet if you haven't gotten that already. Again, if you have questions, please feel free to put them in the chat, and I will be happy to answer them. And you can also submit them anonymously by going to qrco.de/successama. That's SEXCESSAMA. So submit your questions there or submit them in the chat. I will be glad to answer them. I know not a lot of people, but some folks contacted me and said, how can they get access to the Business Summit, replays or the Business Summit videos? And so I will be having those up shortly. Like I said, I'm working on this book chapter, which is priority right now. And I have two other projects actually that are priority at the moment. So once the folks finish their 1 month of access, most likely I will put those Business Summit videos up. So people will have access to view them. So I got some really great feedback around the Business Summit. So I would just love to share that with you all because I was super excited. Because, sometimes these things are hard and you're like, wait a minute. Like, there were, folks who showed up. But, the folks who, didn't buy the ticket, they're missing something. So I got this message and it was really super, it was amazing. So the message was, "Hi, Marla. I want to thank you for the Be Successful Summit. I needed this in my life. The classes were on point and forced me to make some hard decisions in my business. I feel like I'm equipped with the tools to regroup and move forward with the proper tools. You rock." And so I was just so like, oh, thank you so much, Miss Nisha. I really appreciate your feedback. And I'm really glad that you enjoyed the summit. So please make sure that you are on my email list, y'all, so you can be informed of when those videos will be online for you. All right. With that said, I think, and if you have not, you can join my program by applying. So if you go to qrco.de/sexbiz sign up, you will be able to apply for my program. I'm happy to answer any kind of questions you may have and get on a call with you if you'd like to further discuss what it takes to be in my program. And yeah, we can go from there. So thank you so much for joining. Remember, your mindset is everything when it comes to channeling your clients. So master your mindset, figure out who your audience is, and know that channeling clients, pulling people in, thinking about your audience, these are necessary in order to, be successful. So I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday, and we'll talk soon. All right. Bye.